events there from his base in New York. Tell us more then about the Security Council meeting. How did the vote unfold, and how did they talk about it afterwards?
Well, the 15-member body that leads the United Nations was assembled. Now, the meeting was called by Egypt that put forward a resolution. And this resolution was essentially intended to kind of give voice and give legitimacy to all the outrage that has taken place in response to the announcement from Donald Trump that the United States is moving the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem and recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Now, there have been protests all across the world ever since that. There's been a big meeting of Muslim countries from around the world condemning that decision. So the meeting took place. They were discussing and eventually voted on the resolution that came from Egypt. Now, when countries spoke, no one would directly point the finger at the United States or at Donald Trump. However, we did hear some rather strong language. This is Egypt talking about their resolution.
I will address
Jerusalem is one of the issues that must be settled through peaceful negotiation between the Palestinians and the Israelis. Any attempt at changing facts on the ground in Jerusalem is considered an illegal unilateral measure that will have no legal impact since it goes against international law.
Now, what made the meeting unique was not only did we hear normal critics of the United States condemning the decision, but we also heard, Western European allies of the U.S., NATO states condemning this action by the United States and boldly disagreeing with the USA for what took place. This is actually the UN ambassador of France.
There are negative effects on the region caused by the December 6th announcement and the way it can be interpreted. These effects must be avoided. We call on all regional players to help calm the situation.
Now, of course, we then heard from Nikki Haley, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, and she defended the decision by the White House to move the U.S. embassy. She accused the United Nations of being anti-Israel and called the proposed resolution scandalous. This is Nikki Haley, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations.
What we witnessed here today in the Security Council is an insult. It won't be forgotten. It's one more example of the United Nations doing more harm than good in addressing the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Now, under Rule 37 of the United Nations, any country that is affected by a resolution has the right to address the meeting of the Security Council. So we heard from both Israel and Palestine, and the Palestinian representative basically accused the United States of joking with the international community or teasing the international community. Now, at this point, we saw what is a rare occurrence in the UN Security Council chamber. There was a vote among the Security Council that was 14-1. With the entire international community essentially united against the United States. The USA voted against the resolution, and the international community disagreed, and almost unanimously, there was a unanimous opposition to the United States in the Security Council. However, it is important to note that because the United States is a permanent member of the UN Security Council, their no vote served as a veto, and the resolution was voted down, despite the fact that all 14 other countries, every other country represented on the Security Council was in disagreement. So at this point, now one thing that was agreed upon by all the bodies, including the United States, was that they wanted peaceful negotiations and a peaceful process to resolve the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. Everyone, including the United States, did agree that they wanted a peaceful resolution of the conflict after the resolution that was supported by 14 members in 14 countries was vetoed by the United States.
Shalom, Akim. My name is Kaya. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles who rule Great Millstone Well, and Shalom to all you Akim pushing this truth with sincerity. May you brothers endure unto the end. Shalom. I'm going to read Revelation 17, and we'll go with 15. This is Revelation 17:15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest there, Shalaki, I'm going to start over. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. All right, just like you saw. The United States is that whore that sits on top of the United Nations. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Talking about NATO. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. See, because America don't have no respect for nobody. Just like you saw, everybody voted against America, and they were America is still threatening them. That they won't forget it, that this is an embarrassment to America. So all these other countries that are united with America are going to turn against America and burn it with fire. And also embarrass it before it burns it up. That's why it's naked. I'm going to read that verse 16 again. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. The whore being America. And shall make her desolate and naked, meaning shame them. They're going to shame America. They're going to expose America for what it truly is. And shall eat her flesh and burn it with fire, because they're going to hit this place with ICBM missiles. This place America is going to burn with thermonuclear fire. And who's going to shoot them nukes over here? America's allies, because America is going to America's allies are going to turn on America. Verse 17, for power hath put in their hearts, which is their mind, to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of power shall be fulfilled. Which they did. They did that. That's why there's a United Nations and a NATO. It's because they gave their power over to the America. All right? And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which is America, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Okay? And that's talking about America. But as you can see in verse 16, it says that they're going to turn on America, that whore that rides the beast, those 10 horns, and they're going to attack America, and they're going to shame America, and they're going to burn America up, and that fire is going to eat the flesh of America, which is all these people that dwell here. Okay? All the works are going to be burnt up. Nothing is going to remain. So this is just another prophecy being fulfilled of how close we are to the end. But with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles who rule Great Millstone well. And shalom to all you Akim pushing this truth with sincerity. May you brothers endure until the end. Shalom.